there will be bloopers. Keep your bloopers. They're hilarious. It's what really people want to see. People want to see you fail. They also want to see you succeed, but they want to see that you failed a little bit. I have had the benefit of learning from a lot of other people's mistakes to keep my mistakes at a minimum, but mistakes will be made. I am currently sitting in my podcasting studio, which is just any random corner of my apartment that happens to be available at that time. As a very beginner at all of this, I'm here just to share the top things I've learned, top mistakes I've made, and if you stick around till the end, you'll see a whole bunch of bloopers where you can laugh at me or laugh with me, whatever the case may be. All right, let's get into it. Top mistakes, I think across the board involve audio. I think if I went back in time, I would have just bought something more expensive. Secondly, you got your microphone. Make sure, A, it's plugged in. Make sure your phone is turned off, because I don't know if you could hear my phone going off there. Okay, that mistake wasn't even on the list, but I add it to the list. There's a whole entire episode that I recorded that has no sound on it, because I'm pretty sure, it's a small mystery, but I'm pretty sure that I had this mute button pressed. It's a whole amazing episode with not even one little sound in it. And my recording software at the end, it actually said, I think, what did it say? You haven't made a peep. I was like, oh, what? Then another mistake I made was with my new microphone, has to be plugged into the headphone jack. I was doing my sound tests and everything was good, and then like somehow at some point the microphone got unplugged. All right, learning here is once you press the record on your video, just check, are your things still plugged in? Are they still turned on? Is everything still exactly the way it needs to be? I think that lesson's called double check. The next mistake I made, I lost a whole other episode to this problem, which is once the recording's done, the video still has to process. And I must have closed down a bunch of things before the processing was complete, and it only got to 60%, and I don't have that episode because it never finished. I had a guest and her name was Darcy, and it kept for some reason calling her Darth, like Darth Vader, which was kind of funny because she's a death counselor and the episode was on death. So, but I didn't want to call my guest Darth. So I do my captions myself, and you can just get the captions to be accurate. The last mistake that I made, well, it was actually the first mistake I made, and potentially the most catastrophic, was that what I'd been hearing from a lot of creators and a lot of successful people was that they were batching content. So, recording a whole bunch of videos in one day or over, so what I did was I was thinking, okay, I'm going to record 10 episodes and then I'm going to produce the 10 episodes, then I'm going to release them one a week, and I'm going to be working ahead. It seems like the smart thing to do. It even, as I say it, it sounds like a good idea. But what ended up happening, I think as a beginner, this is a really bad idea, because I ended up with this like accumulation of raw content that felt so overwhelming that it almost prevented me from actually doing anything with it. And now my gift to you for staying this long and listening to my video is your chance to laugh with me and at me in my bloopers. Trust there will be bloopers. Keep your bloopers. They're hilarious. It's what really people want to see. People want to see you fail. They also want to see you succeed, but they want to see that you failed a little bit. It's true. No, stop it. Ow, the sun came out. I'm gonna wait for it to go away. Disaster. It's also really hot. I'm sweating. No. And it is the microphone that seemed to be what? There's like a lot of construction noise in the background. I live across from an elementary school that's right there. And at recess, the kids like lose their mind and are screaming. This is me crossing my fingers, hoping that this recording isn't full of all kinds of ambient noise. I used audio cleaner to make my podcast sound more like it was done in the studio. And it did like a really amazing job at taking out a lot of background sound, but it gave me a lisp. I guess it like softened all my S's. Also, I'm going, It's turning them into like Muppet sounds, like very Muppety, and also some of the little just sound like a background fart. It's hilarious. It just sounds like I'm listening to her, and someone in the background is just like, and then farting randomly. Oh no.
But it doesn't mean that the new generation doesn't bring or is not good enough as the old generation. On the contrary, usually the new generation brings the new whole judge if it's good or bad unless we see the outcome of it.
Oh, wow.
I was done. I was actually done recording, and then I had to come back because my microphone hadn't been plugged in. Ah! Oh, is that a weed whacker? Amazing. That's gonna sound really good. Wow, wonderful. Like I can delete it and redo it at any time.